G'day everyone and welcome to the Aussie Cousins Wrestling Show. I am Chris Apples and this is Mikey Spence and it is WrestleMania season and we're going to go through WrestleMania Night 1, our predictions, and we're going to give a couple of angles that we think are going to play out during the night. And of course, in our Wrestling Predictions League, Mikey is up 23-21 heading into NXT Stand and Deliver. So that is obviously going to be before WrestleMania Night 1. So let's see who can get a good run at it in that PLE heading into Night 1. If you love wrestling just as much as us Aussies, you can help us out for absolutely free by clicking that like button and of course, subscribing to the channel. But let's dive straight into it.
So the first match we have is for the World Tag Team Championships, the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar versus the New Day, Kofi King, Xavier Woods. I am going for the New Day. I think this has to happen for their storyline and their build. If it doesn't happen, it's kind of like, why the storyline even happen, to be honest? Yeah. What are your thoughts?
So I am going to have an angle alert for this match. I am using one of my two angles for WrestleMania Night 1. I'm going to suggest that Big E comes out during this match and it looks like he's there to have a go at Xavier and Kofi, but in the end he actually helps the New Day boys out to get the win and he actually becomes their manager in a heel fashion after all. So with our angles, we usually go for one that we think is a pretty good shot of happening and one is a complete long shot. This is probably my long shot of the night, but hey, I think it'll be really fun to see it happen. Okay, let's move on to the second match, and that is Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. And I'm using my second angle on this match, and I think at some point, with probably the help of the LWO, Rey Mysterio starts to unmask El Grande Americano in a similar fashion to the way he did it to Dragon Lee, and then that helps Rey Mysterio get the win, and Chad Gable is exposed as El Grande Americano. And of course, he is obviously embarrassed in the middle of the ring. I was thinking it was going to be someone like Malachi Black is actually there, but he would have to get all of his tattoos removed, so I don't think that's going to happen. Or Rusev? Nah, he's actually quite substantially bigger than Chad Gable, so that's not going to happen either. But yes, I think Chad Gable will be kind of embarrassed in the middle of the ring after being unmasked.
Yeah, I also just think Rey Mysterio is going to win this. He can't lose this. It doesn't work if he loses it for me. Next, we have Jade Cargill versus Naomi. For me, it's going to be Jade Cargill wins. I was 50-50 on this, but I think this has been probably one of the best builds we've seen for a long time. The return of Cargill was amazing. Naomi going heel, it's just another level. It's unbelievable. But I think for me, Jade Cargill.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jade Cargill for this one as well. I can see a situation where Naomi gets like a real fluke win and then gets drafted to Raw and goes after, say, Bianca if she ended up winning the title, and then they have a feud there. But I'm not entirely sure that's going to happen just yet. I think Jade Cargill is going to get the win here. Alright, so we're going to move on to the United States title match between LA Knight. And Jacob Fatu. And I'm going to go with Jacob Fatu to win this match. I have been tossing up whether or not this is going to be a clean match or not. I'm hoping it is a clean match and it's just the coronation of Jacob Fatu to be a monster with the US title. How about you, Michael?
Yeah, angle alert. I believe that Solo Soma and Tama Tonga are going to come out during the match looking like they're going to help and be supportive of Jacob. While the referee is down at some point during the match, Tama is going to attack Fatu on Solo's orders and helping LA Knight get the win. I just think this is a split up. It needs to happen for Jacob. I know it's a shame he's not going to win it for me personally, but I think he'll still win it down the track very soon. But I think this is a great way to end their story as a bloodline for them.
I think if LA Knight is going to win the title, it's probably going to happen in that kind of a fashion.
Next is for the WWE Women's Championship, Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. I am going to stick with Tiffany Stratton. So torn for this one. This is more of a personal thing for me. I do not like the way Charlotte's come back and how she's operated. That's just me personally. I fear this match is going to really be hard work to watch. I hope it's not. I hope it's a banger, but I just have fears on this match.
Usually Charlotte Flair really steps up in WrestleMania season. Obviously the build has just been strange. Charlotte Flair possibly going into business for herself. We don't know that for sure, but that looks like the way it has been from the outside looking in. I am going to go with Charlotte Flair in this match. I think she's going to get the win over Tiffany, and I am hoping they are going to have an absolute banger of a match. And if that happens, I think it'll be perfectly fine that Tiffany Stratton loses.
Great.
If the match doesn't work and Tiffany loses, then I think that's going to be really bad for her. Okay, the second last match we have is Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship match. Now, who do I want to win? I want Gunther to win and probably just about destroy Jey Uso. I love Jey Uso, by the way, but I think Gunther should probably be absolutely monstering Jey Uso, who gets a bit of underdog fight, and then Gunther puts that down and eventually he gets the win. But what I think will actually happen, I think Jey Uso is going to get the win in probably a bit of a similar fashion to the way Sami Zayn did last year, perhaps with a little less offense, because Sami did get a bit of offense at the start of that match. I think Gunther is going to monster him for most of this, and then Jey Uso gets the fight back, has to probably do a couple of spears and a couple of splashes, and eventually get the win.
Yeah, I agree. Same thing. I'd rather see Gunther keep it, but I just think for the whole euphoria of the whole thing of Jay winning the Royal Rumble and going through what he's been through with the storyline, for me, he has to win it. The crowd will go absolutely... The decibel will go off the roof when it happens if he does win, and so that's why I think he'll win. Next, we have probably the biggest matches I think we've seen in a long time, WrestleMania, is a triple threat between Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins. I've got an angle on this one. I believe during the match, Paul Heyman is going to turn on Roman and CM Punk and go with Seth Rollins. He's going to hand him the chair, and that's been very historic between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins over the years with the Shield, last year's WrestleMania, and he's going to crack both of them, and he's going to cause them to win, and they're going to both walk out together, Heyman and Rollins.
Wow. I mean, you can see that kind of happening from the way it's actually been built up lately, and of course, apparently, Paul Heyman does owe Seth Rollins a favor. Okay, and for me in this match, I'm going with CM Punk. I think for this storyline, him being in his first ever WrestleMania main event, it's a bit weird that it was just given to him rather than him kind of earning the main event. Yeah. But I think he is going to get the win in this match. I am hoping it is going to be a really good match. I'm just worried that it's just going to be a lot of melodrama and overacting and a lot of monologue in the ring. Please don't do that. Please just let them have an absolute barnstormer of a match.
I just hope they're the slow build like in Roman Reigns' matches and seems like they do it for a couple minutes and they get straight into it. Yeah. Because the crowd will switch off if it's a main event because they've been there long enough. The crowd will generally switch off quite early.
You saw last year in the main event of WrestleMania Night 1, the crowd definitely switched off in that one. Yeah. I mean, it was so cold in Philadelphia that night, but they switched off in that 40-odd minute match or whatever it was. So they can't allow that to happen. What do you guys reckon of the matches on Night 1 for WrestleMania? Let us know in the comments down below who you think will win all of these matches, and we'll respond with our thoughts on that too. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more Aussie charm to your wrestling content. Like the video, and of course the most important thing for us is that we hope that you all have a wonderful day.